How I booked Abbott Elementary, my first biggest comedic role on TV. So, originally I'm from Houston, Texas. I've been in LA, Los Angeles. Whoa, I moved here in 2009. Me and my mom drove here from Houston, Texas, August 20th, somewhere around there, I don't know, in 2009. So, give you some backstory because this just didn't happen overnight. It's 2025 right now, year 2025. Today is September 14th, by the way. Anyways, so we drive into LA, 22-hour drive, moved from Houston, Texas to Los Angeles. Then my mom flew back the next day. A friend of mine had an apartment. She said I could sleep on the floor for 3 months. Or she said I could sleep on the floor. I ended up staying there 3 months because it was time to go, because she was acting a little crazy. So I moved out of her apartment, end up getting staying on a couch, couch to couch. That whole LA, I gotta find somewhere to stay, struggling actor type thing. But the best thing I did was to get a job. So a lot of people move to LA or these major cities where film is going on and they don't want to work. They just gonna try to book acting gigs. For me, I can't speak for everybody, but it was good to get a job where I can work and have money to pay for food and to eat and place to live. So that would be number one I would inspire you to do, to get a job or something flexible, a job that's flexible, where you can pay your bills and then you can audition, regularly after you get an agent. So fast forward, what was it? Was it 2025? I booked in 2023. 2 years ago, season 2, episode 19. It was in January. Never forget this. January 14th, I get an audition from my agent. Shout out to my agent, Ms. Peldon. I get an audition for Abbott Elementary. Okay. Parent, play a parent. Okay, I can do that, I have kids. I don't have kids, but I have parents that have kids. So I was a substitute teaching at the time, and I also was driving Uber. So I get the audition, let's say on a Thursday, and on a Friday I'm driving. I submit it on a Thursday, and then on a Friday night, 9 o'clock, late at night, I get an offer that I booked the role on Abbott Elementary for a parent on season 2, episode 19. I think the title of the episode is called Festival. So I'm just excited. I stopped Uber. I turned a little, I don't know if you ever drove Uber. I turned a little notification thing off where you ain't gotta drive no more. And I ain't taking no more not rides, I was doing food. I ain't delivering no more food. I'm finna go celebrate, which pretty much just go home and just sit in the house and just eat, watch a movie. But that was my excitement. I booked the job. I get home, call my mom and call my dad. Probably was crying, don't judge me. But I get the role. So I think I shoot 4 days later. I show up to Warner Brothers Studios. So you got this thing in film where things are on location, where you go shoot out in the city, and sometimes you can shoot at the studio the other way. So we shot at the studio, and I'm walking into the studio, and everybody's yelling and screaming in the cafeteria, "We got season number 3! We got season 3!" And I'm like, "Yeah, we got season 3! Yeah, we got." It was my first day. I ain't worked 1 hour, but I was excited to know that this show was doing good, and they got season 3. So I go meet with I go meet with the AD, the assistant director, and they take me to my room, because you got trailers when you're on location filming in the city, but when you're filming in the studio, they take you to your room. So my room, you got Paul Orcher on there, you got parent number 1 that I'm playing. They bring me my wardrobe, and my wardrobe is already in the room. And I see my sides, and I got a big old room. I got a shower, a restroom. So I'm just taking it all in. and then they call me for rehearsal. So this is where you go get, this is where they bring you down and you rehearse with the other actors you're seeing. And then they send you back to holding or your room or wherever you want to go, crafty. And they until they need you to do the scene. So so I'm just taking it all in. Not really nervous, because I've been doing this a while, like a lot of other projects, dramatic films and everything. But this is my biggest. Like, I'm a comedy dude. I like to make people laugh as you see on my channel. I like, making people laugh. I like to laugh, hell. So they called me to do the scene. We do the scene. They let me improv a little bit. I had I just had a phenomenal time engaging with the other actors, the background, the crew, the cast, everybody and their mama that day, just enjoying the moment. So yeah, but that's how I booked Abbott Elementary. It was my first audition of 2023. I booked Abbott Elementary. And then my second biggest comedy role was Night Court, where if you want to hear that story, I'm going to post it this week. So yeah, like, subscribe, join my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot of long form videos where I share how to book acting roles. If you like comedy, I'm going to share a lot about that. Dramatic roles as well. We're going to be doing a lot of film stuff in here, as well as like fitness and nutrition stuff as well. I might do that on another channel. Anyways, we'll see. But overall, I think the biggest tips that I would share with you all is to, number one, get in acting class. Getting a good acting class can help ground you and make you feel more comfortable and confident when you get in the scene, when you get to audition for something, whether it be comedy, whether it be drama. You can feel confident that you can do the role, because when you get on set, you'll be ready. Even doing student films, I did a lot of free work when I first started. In 2007, I was doing student films for free, getting paid nothing. But that builds the muscles, that builds the reps where you feel good when you're on set. You can actually perform well when you're in front of Denzel Washington, or when I did a role with Morris Chestnut on Rosewood. I felt good about it because I know I put the reps in to feel consistent and strong to deliver that character, if that makes sense. So I inspire you to get in a good class. Number two, get an agent. Number two will be get good headshots. So when you get headshots and your agent submits you to casting director, the casting director sees all these people this tiny. Shut it like this tiny. This is how small you are when the casting director gets everybody's pictures. So you want a nice headshot to pop off the screen, right? And to be able to, the casting director to pick you and I look at your resume, or just give you an opportunity and bring you in. So a good headshot is very important to get. And then get an agent. So I would encourage you, if you've never done any work, shoot a reel with somebody, shoot a scene with somebody, a good actor where you can exchange dialogue, where an agent can be like, dang, they're pretty good. Let me go ahead and bring them in and see if they'd be right for my agency. We don't have that look already. Let's go ahead and bring them in and bring them on in. And now you got your reel, and they see your real work, you got your headshot, you got an agent. Now they can submit you to bigger projects that pay a little bit more, a couple $1,000s, as opposed to when you're doing a lot of non-union work. Some non-union work pays $1,000 and more, but that big money being that union work. And some people, to each his own. Some people argue that, it's much more non-union work, which there's a lot of non-union work out there, which is great. I'm not knocking it, but there's a lot of union work that pays a lot as well. It's whatever you want to do. Hell, some people do both. They join this thing called Fight Corps, but I am a SAG member. I enjoy being a part of SAG. I've been part of SAG since 2014. Thank you, Jesus. And, now you get pension, now you get health and medical and whatnot. So, yeah, those are my biggest takeaways as far as getting into the film game and how I booked Abbott Elementary. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of my pride, or how would I put it? I was kind of like, I didn't want to drive no Uber and all that. I didn't even want to share with y'all this story, but I want to give y'all the honest to godly, the realness of what I was doing. And I know a lot of times in Hollywood, we think everybody out here balling. No, I was literally driving Uber Eats and substitute teaching before I booked the booked the role on the number one TV show in the USA. That's what I was doing. So I still have my day job. I still sub. I teach fitness as well. But there are opportunities that come up where I get these auditions, and I would love to book another role. But those are the best steps I can share with you on how to book a role on a major studio TV show. Hopefully that's helpful. Subscribe to this page. I'm going to share a lot of nuggets if you're trying to work in Hollywood or if you're trying to make film projects. Let me know. I'm on Instagram at Paul_Archer Certified. That's PAUL_ARCHER Certified. I'm on Instagram. If you have questions, you can DM me. I love sharing. I love seeing people win. I love seeing people successful. So ask your questions. Love y'all. Be blessed. Peace.